Hey guys, Gregory here. I have another fun song for you today. We're going to be learning how to play Happy Together by the Turtles. It's a fairly simple song. It has quite a few chords in it because the song actually goes from a minor key to a major key. So we have about 7 chords and we can use just one string pattern. And I am really just going to give you one string pattern, but that string pattern is going to have a few variations to it that you can use in different parts of the song to really add excitement and energy to certain parts of the song. Because if you know the song, the verses sound fairly mellow and then it gets really exciting in the chorus. So let's have a look at all of these things. Let's talk about the chords. Now firstly, we're going to need a capo on the 2nd fret to play the song. But if you don't have a capo, you can still play the song. Everything will just sound a little bit lower. Okay, so the song is mainly split into 2 parts. We have the verses and we have the choruses. The verses are played in the key of E minor, and then in the chorus it goes to the key of E major. Alright, and because of that, the chords change drastically between those 2 sections. So let's talk about the chords in the verse. The first one we're going to find is an E minor, and that is the first finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, and we can strum all 6 strings for E minor. Now the second chord we're going to use is a D. Now I like to use a D suspended 2 in this song because I find D major sounds a bit happy, but I'll show you them both. But for this lesson I am going to be using the D suspended 2, and in the chord sheet I'm just going to call it a D because it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so the chord that I used in the demo was a D suspended 2, and it looks like this. It is the first finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and then the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret 2nd string. And that's it. We strum 4 strings for a nice sounding D suspended 2. Or if you'd rather play a regular D major chord, you can just add your middle finger to the 2nd fret 1st string. Either is fine. The 3rd chord is going to be a C. Now once again, instead of using a C, I would like to use a C add 9 chord. Okay, because I quite like the sound of this C add 9 chord for this song. But once again, we can either use the C add 9 that I'm going to show you now, or you can use a regular C major. So I'll show you both. I use the C add 9 and it looks like this. The middle finger goes on the 2nd fret 3rd string. The first finger goes on, did I say 2nd fret? The middle finger goes on the 3rd fret 5th string. Sorry. The first finger goes on the 2nd fret 4th string. And the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret 2nd string. And we can strum from the 5th to the 1st for the C add 9. Sounds really nice. Or if you'd rather use a C major, you would put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 5th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, and the first finger goes on the 1st fret 2nd string. And once again, strum 5 strings for C major. Alright, so the chord that follows next is going to be a B7. And once again, I'm not going to give you an exact B7. I think I'm not sure what the name of this one is. It might be a B9 or something like that. I'll put the proper name on the screen. So it's another substitute chord. So I'll show you both chords. You can use either one. You can either use B7 or I'll call it the B9 for now, but I'm not sure if that's the correct name. So the one that I used in the demo, let's call it B9 like I said. It is the middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, first finger on the 1st fret 4th string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string. And that's it. You strum 5 strings for this chord that I'm calling B9. Right? Or if you'd rather play a B7, all you have to do is add your pinky finger rather, to the 2nd fret 1st string. Right? So the other chord, the B9, it's actually a lot easier to play than the B7 because we don't have to use the pinky. And it sounds fine. So those are the chords that we find in the verse. When we get to the chorus, like I said before, it goes to the key of E major. So it starts on an E major chord, and that is the middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, and the first finger on the 1st fret 4th string, 3rd string, sorry, that's my phone, and that's an E major for all 6 strings. Following that, we have a B minor. All right. So B minor goes, now this chord is called a B minor 11. We're going to use this in place of a regular B minor chord because, you know, we wouldn't have to use a bar chord. So to play this B minor 11 chord, and I'll just call it a B minor from here on out, the first finger goes on the 2nd fret 5th string, middle finger goes on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret 2nd string. And we can strum 5 strings, the 5th to the 1st for that B minor chord. And the last chord that we're going to use is a G6. I like to use G6, but if you want, you can use a G major. So once again, I'm going to show you both of them. The chord that I use, the G6, looks like this. You can use your middle finger and your first finger for this, or you can use your middle finger and your 3rd finger. Let's use the first finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, and the middle finger goes on the 3rd fret 6th string, and you strum all 6 strings. Alright? I can't remember which fingering I used in the demo. I think maybe it was this one. Or you can use your middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, and the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 6th string. Right? They're both correct, they're both the same chord. Or if you'd rather use a regular G major chord, you can just use your first finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, so the same spot, middle finger on the 3rd fret 6th string, and then you can add your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret 1st string. And once again, I'm not really using this chord because I find it sounds a little too bright, a little too happy for the chorus. That's why I prefer the sound of the G6. Okay? But the choice is yours. Okay, so before we get into the main parts of the song, it must be said that this song has what we call a swing or a shuffle rhythm in it. And that is a sort of galloping type of rhythm that we're going to find in every rhythmic element in the song, whether it's the melody that the singer is singing or whether it's the strum that we are doing. It's very important to the essence of the song that we have this swing in our strum. Alright, so it's a bit difficult for me to explain using words. It's a lot easier to demonstrate. So what I'll do is I'll give you a very basic strumming pattern. I'll play a very basic strumming pattern in a straight feel, which is what we don't want for the song. And then I'll play that same strumming pattern in a swing feel. So hopefully you can hear the difference between the two so that you can kind of use that rhythm in the strum that I'll explain to you later in the lesson. Okay, so here's the example. It's just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up in a straight feel, which is what we don't want. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and in a swing feel, it would sound like this. This is what we want for this song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Da, 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 da. I'm going to switch to straight. 3, 4, straight. Swing, straight, and swing. Okay, it's the same movements, but there's a sort of gallop that is present, and that's very important to really get the essence of the song. I'll give you one more example. I'm going to sing a little bit of the verse for you in a straight feel, and if you're familiar enough with the song, you will realize that something sounds very odd about it, right? So this is how the song would sound if I sang it in a straight feel. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Right? Compare that with how it should sound, which is imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together, right? I suppose it's somewhat subtle, but it's very important to get in the feel of the song. Alright, so let's continue on to the intro. The intro of the song is played over an E minor chord and it sounds like this. So the nice thing here is it's fairly easy to get the sound of the chord and the melody at the same time, which is usually a bit difficult when strumming. Alright, so let me show you what's going on there. Now there are two ways we can approach this. There's an easy way, and then there's a way which is a bit better if you're really trying to develop your sense of rhythm. Okay, so I'm going to show you the easy way first. All right, it's just going to involve all down strums. So we hold an E minor, preferably with the first and the middle finger, like I showed you. And we're going to start with 2 quick downs, and we're just aiming for the lower part of the chord. So that could be like the 6th, 5th, maybe even the 4th string. So we have this, right? And that is a 1 in terms of the rhythm, where we are in the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, okay? And then we have this. And what we're doing is simply putting you can use your pinky finger, or you can use the 3rd finger. It goes on the 3rd fret, 1st string, and we're strumming. We don't have to strum the whole chord at this point. We could just aim for the higher strings, maybe the top 3 strings or so. And then we just slide that 3rd finger back to the 2nd fret and strum it again. And then you remove your 3rd finger and strum the open. So we have this, the 2 strums to start, a 1, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. And then we do that. We sort of do the same 2 strums again, but the melody changes now. So we have the open, and then we're going to put the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, right? Now, if you were to accidentally get the open 1st string, it should sound okay, but if you really don't want to get the sound on the 1st string, because it sort of interrupts what the melody is supposed to sound like, what you can do is you can really just lean your hand a little bit downward so that your 3rd finger just touches the 1st string and it mutes it. So we get this. So if I were to play the first 2 notes, even if I were to strum the 1st string, it's muted. Okay? So that's an option. And then after that, we just take the 3rd finger off and we strum the top 3 strings again. So the second part goes like this. Right? So let me go over that again on the E minor. It's 2 parts. The first part we start with the strum, a 1, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, and strum again, a 1, open, 3rd fret, open. Right? And that's it. So we have. Alright, so let's talk about now a way that's a little bit better for the sake of rhythm. We could strum certain strumming patterns in many different ways, but it's always a good idea to get in the habit of really using the up and down movements of the hand to really, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to assimilate the rhythm of the song. And it's not always a good idea to just use downs for everything, right? It's better for your development to really get in the habit of moving down and up. So I want you to think of the other way of doing it that I'm going to show you now as a strumming pattern. It's going to be the same notes, so I'm not going to explain the same notes again. At least I don't think I will. And I want you to think of it as a strumming pattern which goes like this. It starts on an up. It goes up, down, 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 up. And that's it. You play it twice. So we have up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So if I were to put out with the notes, we have same notes as before, we're just doing it as a up and down strum. So I'm gonna play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, down, up, down. My bad, up, down, up, down. Okay. If you want to just get a sense of the strumming pattern alone, I'll do it for you just on E minor alone without the extra notes, so you can just practice your right hand. Let's do it a couple of times after 4. Remember, it kind of starts before 1. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1. A 1. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Alright, so different ways to play the intro. The choice is yours. It really is up to you. So in this lesson, I really try to stress on the importance of dynamics in your playing, the ability to strum soft and loud, to separate the strings, the lower strings from the higher strings. These things really help to make your strumming come alive. Now, to get the hang of this, there is a technical part to it, and I do have a very short but powerful lesson on the techniques involved in getting the hang, or rather in getting in control of these dynamics. So if you were to go down in the description, There's a link that I have there that you can follow where you submit your email and you'll get about a 3-minute lesson going over very briefly but giving you the most important parts of it, the techniques involved in controlling the way that you strum so that it makes it easier to get in the habit of playing dynamically. So do that, go down in the description, follow the link, submit your email, and you will get that lesson immediately in your inbox. So the verse has 4 chords, and that would be E minor, D, C, and B7. Or if you'd rather play it like I did in the intro, the chords would be rather E minor, D suspended 2, C add 9, and a B11. I found out the name of the chord. It's not a B9 like I said earlier. It's a B11 chord. Okay, so the strum, and don't forget this song has a swing rhythm to it. The strum sounds like this. I'll play it on an E minor chord after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? So, what would be a good idea to think about is how you play that in terms of the dynamics. If we think about the verse compared to the chorus is very mellow, fairly quiet. So it would be a good idea to strum like that in a fairly quiet way. So to really control the volume of how you strum, we really want to pay attention to how you grip the pick. So if you want less volume, it would be a good idea to have a softer grip on the pick. You would immediately get a softer volume. So let's practice the strum. I'll do it a couple times and just try to keep it nice and soft. So 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. One more time, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, one more thing we can add to really just kind of bring everything together is how we accent the strum. So accent meaning, it would be a good idea to separate the lower strings from the higher strings every now and again. So if the strum goes like this, down, down, up, at least the first part, that first down could be like what we call a bass strum. So we can let it hit the lower strings of the chord. So on an E minor, that could be the bottom 2 strings, the 6th, the 5th, maybe even the 4th string. If it was on a chord, a smaller chord like D, a bass strum could be you aiming for the 4th and the 3rd string, maybe even the 2nd. It kind of depends. You just really want less of the string. Less of the chord rather, okay? So we would do that bass strum on the main pulses. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? On those downs, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, right? And the other strums in there, the diagram will help to explain this a bit better. We can aim for the higher string. So we have low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. That's basically the dynamic that we're trying to capture in there. If it's all too much for you, you can just strum it however you want once you get the rhythm, okay? Right, so that is the verse. So I'm gonna play the verse for you now. I'll just play a little bit of it for you. And then there's one last thing I wanna add at the end of the verse. 1, 2, 3. Imagining you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me and ease my mind, imagine how the world would be so very fine. So pay attention to this. Together. Okay, so what I did there at the end on the B7 was I tried to create some excitement in my strum. So I changed the strumming pattern from down, down, up, down, down, up to down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? And I also tried to increase the volume on that last B7. So the last B7 really sounds like this. It starts with the strumming pattern, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. goes to the chorus. So that's something you can think about adding in there. It really does help to transition you from the verse energy to the chorus energy, the energy that we find in both of those parts. Now we're on to the chorus, and in the chorus, the energy of the song goes up. It gets a bit more exciting in the chorus, and we'd like to reflect that in the way that we strum. So we're going to use the same strum that we just did in the verse, basically, but we're just going to add a few more strums in there to make it sound a bit more busy, a bit more energetic. We're also going to do some things to help push the song along and to really reflect the energy that we find in the chorus. So let me just give you the strumming pattern first. I'll play it on an E major. And like I said, it's very similar to the one in the verse. It goes like this. Down, up, 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 down. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, 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 down. And if I were to play that over the chords in the chorus, it goes like this. On the E, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, B minor. E, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, down, up, E, down, up, down, up, down, up, B minor, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, E, and G, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, and that's all there is to the chorus, really. Now, of course, like I said, the chorus has a high energy, so compared to the verse, it might be a good idea to strum a bit louder, just a little bit. You don't want to sound too harsh, right? So to get more volume, it's not a matter of swinging or smashing your hand against the strings. Volume really comes from the grip that you have on the pick. So if you want more volume, just add a little bit of a squeeze to your pick, and without having to really put too much effort into your swing or your strum, you would get the volume that you're looking for. So that is it for the lesson. I hope you all enjoyed. The lesson could have been much shorter, I know, but I've decided that I'm going to spend some time in terms of dynamics when it comes to these songs, because it really does help you to sound way more interesting rather than just playing one strumming pattern in one way throughout the entire song. So if you do enjoy me going into detail into these types of things, leave a comment. Of course, if there are any songs that you would like me to teach you, you can also leave a comment on that. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe, as it will help me to grow my channel. But until next time, goodbye.